Vareshi pried open the supply crate's lid with a crowbar. Metal groaned. She reached inside for the ration packs. Her fingers closed around the helmet. Human-sized. She pulled it out. Fresh blood smeared her blue palms. Crimson streaks glistened wet under the depot lights. The helmet's visor cracked. Bullet dents puckered the crown. Vareshi's crest feathers flattened. This was Caleb's. His squad number etched the side. Ward, SSG. She dropped the helmet. It clanged on the deck. Blood dripped from her claws. Her logistics base spun. Caleb had raided the enemy outpost again. Volunteered. Again. She snatched a con tablet, pinged his platoon status. Returned 20 minutes ago. Wounded. Minor. Her throat scales itched. Humans called eviscerations minor. Vareshi bolted from the depot. Her boots pounded the corridor grates. Human barracks lay 2 levels down. She slammed the hatch open. Human voices cut short. 8 soldiers in various undress froze. Caleb sat on his bunk, shirtless. He taped a gash on his ribs. His eyes met hers. Calm. No flinch. Vareshi, he set the tape aside. What's wrong? She thrust the helmet forward. Blood flaked off onto his floor mat. This, yours, from the raid. He glanced at it, nodded. Yeah, took a grazing round. Helmet saved my skull. Her voice spiked. You volunteered. Again. Logistics reports say your platoon hits 3 times the patrols. Stop. Caleb stood, taller than her by a head. He wiped his hands on pants. Can't. Enemies pushing the perimeter. Someone's got to hold it. Your auxiliary. She jabbed a claw at his chest. Soft support. Coalition doctrine. Not frontline blades. He chuckled low. Soft. Doctrines flexible. My squad plugs gaps. A human private edged past her, grabbed a kit from the rack. No stairs. They resumed. Chatter. Vareshi's scales burned. You're my bondmate. Not expendable. Caleb stepped closer. His scent hit her. Sweat, gun oil, blood. Familiar now. Terrifying. I'm infantry. Rishi. This is the job. His hand touched her arm ridge. Gentle. Go back to supplies. I'll clean up. She yanked away. No, I inventory your deaths. Klaxons blared. Red lights pulsed. Drill alert! Incoming sim fire! All hands to positions. Caleb moved like water. Snapped his shirt on. Grabbed vest from bunk. Buckled it in 3 pulls. Cover! He pointed to the hatchway bulkhead. Now! Vareshi blinked. It's a drill. He yanked his rifle from the locker. Slapped a mag home. Drills kill if you're slow. Move! She ducked behind the frame. Heart thumped her chest plates. Humans exploded into motion. Bunks flipped to barriers. Privates hauled ammo crates. Caleb knelt by the door, sighted down his barrel. Comm scan. Platoon, sound off. He barked. Red one good. 2 up. Voices overlapped. Precise. A whoosh echoed down the hall. Sim grenades. Flashes popped outside. Caleb fired controlled bursts. Laser tags lit the walls. No panic. Routine. Vareshi peeked. His shoulders squared. Eyes locked forward. He tagged 2 sim drones before they breached. Drill ended in 90 seconds. All clear, Chime. Caleb lowered his rifle. Stood. Offered her a hand up. She took it. His grip firm. Steady. See? He grinned faint. Routine. Her claws tingled in his palm. Humans turned drills into art. Her people drilled in sims for weeks. Not routine, she muttered. Insane. He released her. Effective. The barracks hatch hissed again. Commander Threx Juno strode in. His carapace gleamed polished. Antennae twitched at the blood scent. Staff Sergeant Ward, Threx's voice boomed. Mandibles clicked. Report. Drill complete, sir. No casualties. Caleb saluted crisp. Threx's compound eyes swiveled to Vareshi. Officer Naral, you invade human quarters. She straightened. Crest flared. Commander. I tracked supplies. Found this. She held up the helmet. Threx waved a pincer. Dismissive. Humans bleed. Expected. Ward's raids. Yield data. Bareshi's tail lashed. He's wounded. Minor. Threx mimicked Caleb's word. Political issue now. Coalition Council questions your union. Human auxiliaries on front lines. Optics poor. Caleb stayed silent. Face neutral. Threx continued. Solution. Oversight. Nerl, you embed with Ward's platoon. Spousal duty. Monitor. Report deviations. Vareshi's mandibles gaped. Embed. In combat. Logistics extension. Threx's eyes gleamed. Prove humans soft. Or control Ward's zeal. Prevent scandal. She glanced at Caleb. He met her gaze. No protest. Just a nod. Permission to speak, sir? Caleb asked. Threx grunted assent. Platoon's geared for it. She'll ride my fire team. Threx's antennae curled approval. Good. Depart at 06:0. Enemy probes dawn. He spun. Marched out. Barracks quieted. Humans busied with gear checks. Whispers in their tongue. Vareshi faced Caleb. You accept this? He shrugged. Packed as medkit. Keeps you close. Safer than worrying alone. Her scales chilled. Embedment raids. Fire. His blood on her hands again. You're calm. She gripped his arm. Always. Trained for it. He paused. Touched her crest. Fingers light. Trust the process, Rishi. We adapt. Trust. Her culture's word for auxiliaries. Not warriors. Kite lead Savanix pinged her calm. Peer in logistics. Watching from afar. Status. Sava's text blinked. Threx forcing you front line. Humans drag us down. Vareshi typed fast. Observing, not dragged. She pocketed the tablet, watched Caleb strip his rifle. Each motion precise, efficient. Sava wouldn't see this. The calm under klaxons. The blood shrugged off. Drill residue smoked faintly. Her hand still smelled of his blood. 0600 loomed. Platoon hatch waited. Caleb glanced up. Smiled small. Gear up. I'll walk you through it. She nodded. Claws flexing for the first time. Soft. Felt like a lie. Vareshi stepped through the live fire range hatch behind Caleb. Blaster rounds cracked overhead. Tracers zipped past simulated bunkers. Her claws scraped plasteel as she ducked low. Harness. The range tech thrust a safety rig at her. Thick webbing. Shock absorbers. Standard for her people. No. Vareshi waved it off. Claws flexed. She matched Caleb's stride in her own armor. Lighter. Faster. But no padding. Tech's mandibles clicked shock. Coalition protocol. Log it waved. She pushed past. Eyes locked on Caleb ahead. He didn't glance back, just advanced. Rifle up. Sava Nix pinged her calm mid-stride. Soft skin with you. Range, access denied, human solo. Vareshi ignored it. Smoke stung her nostrils. Heat waves rippled from impact craters. Caleb hit the first obstacle. Razor wire crawl. Full kit. 60 kilos plate. Pack ammo. He dove under. No hesitation. Emerged, mud-smeared, kept moving. Her pulse quickened. Humans trained like this. Baseline. He vaulted the wall next. Muscles corded under armor. No pause at the top. Dropped into the trench. Splash. Forward. Aliens on the observation deck leaned forward. Antennae twitched. Whispers buzzed. Soft, one muttered. Watch him tire. Caleb didn't. He sprinted the lane. Full armor. No stops. Climbed the rope tower one-handed at points. Slid down the kill zone slick. Blasters popped real rounds around him. Proximity sims. He jinked left. Rolled. Fired back at pop-ups. Hits glowed green on targets. Vareshi crouched beside him at the final barrier. A mud pit laced with shock nets. Your baseline? She matched his breath. Steady. Standard PT. He grinned. Mud caked his face. Yours? She eyed the nets. Her people walked elevated lanes. Harnesses caught falls. Caleb plunged in. No flinch. Waded through voltage arcs that would drop a Vareshi. Emerged dripping. Crossed the finish. Timer beeped. Range tech stared at the pad. 11 minutes flat. Full sprint. No brakes. Deck erupted. Aliens clustered readouts. Impossible. Human limits. Sava dropped from the deck. Kite lead insignia gleamed. She'd blocked Caleb's path. Mandibles flared challenge. Staff Sergeant. Coalition endurance test. Official log for Threx review. Caleb wiped mud. Shrugged. Sure. What's the course? Sava's claws tapped her tablet. Standard Allied trial. 10 clicks terrain. Full loadout, mixed grav pits. Hostile sims. Breaks allowed per species norm. Vareshi tensed. Her people's norm. Rotations. Hydration halts. Humans? Caleb nodded. Lead on. Sava's squad formed up. 5 aliens. Heavily armored. They loped out first. Efficient strides. Built for endurance. Caleb matched pace. Vareshi shadowed. Logged her own data. Proof for Threx. Proof for Sava. First click. Flat run. Easy. Sava glanced back. Smug. Grav Pit 2 doubled weight. Aliens slowed. Grunted through. Caleb powered on. Sweat beaded his brow. No complaint. Hostile sims kicked in at click 4. Drones buzzed. Fired stunners. Sava's squad scattered. Covered flanks. Precise. Caleb charged through. Rifle balked. 2 drones down. He scooped a fallen alien's drop mag. Tossed it back. Reload. The alien caught it. Stunned. Nodded. Vareshi fired beside him. Her shots clipped wings. Caleb's grouped centers. Clean. Click 7. Climb she rock. Wind howled. Aliens hooked claws in. Pulled up methodical. Caleb shouldered his pack higher. Jammed boot in a crack. Climbed steady. Passed 2. Sava crested last. Eyed him. Augments. Legs. Caleb flexed. Jumped the final gap. Finish line. At click 10. Caleb crossed first. chest heaving, knelt, checked his squad. Empty. All good. Sava's timer pinged. Her squad straddled in. Fur matted. One retched. Results? Caleb asked. Casual. Sava synced her tablet. You, 1 hour 12. No breaks. Top alien time. 1:43. With rests. Deck aliens gaped. Whispers turned to stares. Vareshi gripped Caleb's arm, scales warm against his skin. They see now. Sava straightened, antennae straight. Logged for command. Human baseline exceeds. Caleb stood. Slapped mud off. Team effort. Sava dipped her head. First respect. Indeed. Vareshi pulled Sava aside post-log. Range cleared. Echoes faded. Enough. No more tests. He's not specimen. Sava's mandibles parted. Reshi. Threx orders review. Humans as ox. Stop. Vareshi loomed. Crest flared dominance. My bondmate. Warrior proven. Log facts, not doubts. Sava's eyes flicked to Caleb. He cleaned his rifle across the pit, methodical, unfazed. Seen his blood, Sava murmured. Prusim. He shrugged it. Front line tomorrow. Vareshi claws dug in. Trust him, or stay back. Sava paused, touched her tablet, erased a note. Logged clean for Threx. Vareshi exhaled. Turned back. Caleb met her eyes, nodded once. Trust. Not auxiliary word now, klaxon blared base-wide. Dawn probes inbound. Platoon scrambled. Caleb shouldered his pack, held out a hand. Embed ready. She took it. Human grip, firm. Her claws gentle. Ready. They double-timed to the hatch. Sava fell in behind. Rifle up. Threx's voice crackled comms. All units. Probes confirmed. Humans. Front. Hold. Ox line. Caleb keyed his. Negative, sir. Fire team. Integrated. Silence. Then proceed. Vareshi ran beside him. Heart synced to his stride. Soft. Lie shattered. Enemy fire lit the horizon. First rounds. Incoming. Caleb didn't slow. Static crackled through Vareshi's earpiece. Comms died mid-sentence. Threx's voice cut off. Maintain formation. Bullets didn't stop. Rounds pinged off the lead hovertruck's armor. The convoy lurched forward, 6 vehicles grinding through mud-churned badlands. Vareshi gripped her tablet in the second truck's bench seat. Her claws scraped the edge, heart hammered. Caleb sat beside her, eyes on the forward display. No flinch. He tapped his wrist unit. Jammed. Visuals only. His voice stayed level, like calling bingo at Chow. She scanned landmarks. Jagged spire ahead, tagged Razor Tooth. Coalition nav point 47B. Her stylus flew across the screen. Logistics demanded precision. Plot supply drops. Mark kill zones. Routine embed. Next ridge, Caleb said. He leaned forward, pointed without looking. Sector Alpha. My fire team covers left flank. Beta. Sava's squad, high ground. Crossfire here. His finger traced invisible lines from memory. No map, just terrain burned in. Vareshi nodded, impressed again. Humans memorized like that? Her species mapped with drones. He treated the patrol like a backyard hike. Sava's voice barked from the lead truck. Pre-jam. Now silence. Vareshi twisted, signaled, to the rear slit. Kite Lead's mandibles clicked acknowledgement. Rifle ready. Convoy crested the ridge. Dust billowed. Barashi tagged broken helm outcrop. Perfect ambush spot. She logged it. Plasma bolts slammed the lead truck. Explosion rocked the convoy. Wreck flipped, spewing flames. Raiders poured from gullies, scaled hides, vibroclaws gleaming. 20, maybe more, bug-like screeches. Coalition's endless thorn. Varishi froze. Comms dead. No orders. Her tablet slipped. Claws locked on the bench. Training screamed, drop and cover, but legs wouldn't move. Jamming pulse throbbed in her skull. Panic clawed up. Caleb moved. Grabbed her harness. Yanked her down. With me. He kicked the side hatch. Dragged her out into mud. Truck shuddered as rounds chewed the hull. She hit the ground rolling. Caleb hauled her behind the wrecked lead truck's chassis. Smoking metal shielded them. He shouldered his rifle, standard human coil gun. Sighted, controlled bursts. 3 rounds. Raider dropped. Chest hold. Another burst. Second raider twitched. Silenced. Caleb reloaded, smooth eyes scanning. Stay low. Relay signals. Varishi blinked, grit from her eyes. Signals? She peered over the wreck. Caleb's hands flashed. Universal coalition gestures adapted for humans. Flanked left. Suppress high. Directed at Sava's squad. Pinned 50 meters back. Her mandibles parted. Instinct kicked in. Logistics officer, but trained. She mirrored the signs, amplified with crest flares. High-frequency chirps pierced the jam. Barashi's species backup channel. Sava's head snapped up. Kite Lead echoed the orders. Her troops shifted, rifles barking. Raiders swarmed closer. Vibroclaws shredded a hoverbike. Alien screams mixed with human shouts. Caleb fired again. Pinned 3 charging the wreck. Good relay. Keep it coming. Barashi's claws dug into mud. She tagged positions on her tablet. Raider nest, 30 meters north. Sent burst to Sava's unit via tight beam. No jam there. Her hands shook less now. Caleb glanced at her, nodded once. You got this. Then he popped up. Double tap burst, dropped the raider mid-leap. He slid back down, calm as reloading at the range. Shock rippled through her. Soft auxiliary. He fought like born to it. No rage, no waste. Every shot counted. Humans did this daily. Sava's squad advanced. Plasma lanced out, cooking a raider cluster. One of her troops took a claw rake, screeched, kept firing. Collaboration clicked. Barashi signaled push center. Caleb covered with bursts. Raiders faltered. Leader, hulking brute with plasma spur, roared charge. Caleb anticipated. Incoming heavy. He slapped a grenade from his vest. Armed it. Lobbing perfect arc over the wreck. Explosion shredded the brute mid-stride. Shrapnel pinged armor. Raiders broke, fled into gullies. Sava's squad pursued, mopping stragglers. Convoy survivors rallied. Caleb stood, scanned. 360. Clear. He offered a hand. Barashi took it, pulled up. Mud caked her scales. His grip steady. No boasts. Just work. Sava double-timed over. Rifle slung. Mandibles wide in awe. Human, that was. She dipped crest. Frontline precise. Team, Caleb said. Slapped mud off his gear. Checked Varashi's harness. You relayed clean. Saved seconds. Threx's voice crackled. Comms flickered back. Report! Casualties! Vareshi keyed her unit. 2 trucks down. Raiders routed. Landmarks tagged. Sectors held. She glanced at Caleb. Fireteam lead plotted from memory. Integrated. Flawless. Silence. Then, acknowledged. Returned to base. Sava touched Vareshi's arm. Saw him move. No hesitation. Your bondmate. Vareshi's crest warmed. Pride swelled. Not soft. Warrior. Her claws brushed his arm. Gentle claim. He met her eyes. Small smile. They loaded survivors. Caleb drove the salvage truck. Vareshi beside him. Tablet updating logs. Raiders' gullies marked. No-go. Supply reroutes plotted. Base loomed at dusk. Threx waited at the gate. Status crest flared. Narrow. Explain human frontline breach. She stepped out, faced him. Orders adapted. He led. We won. Threx's eyes flicked to Caleb unloading gear. Unfazed. Auxiliaries don't. Warriors do. Vareshi loomed. Crest dominant. Logistics confirm. 0 overrun. Trust built in fire. Sava backed her. Witnessed. Human competence. Threx hesitated. Claws flexed. Political optics warred with facts. Review later. Debrief now. Caleb shouldered crates. Passed without a word. Vareshi followed. Heart sinked deeper. Marriage collided with reality. Prejudice cracked. Quarters later, door sealed. Caleb stripped gear. Scars traced his back. Old baffles. She traced one with claw tip. You fight. Routine. He turned. Pulled her close human warmth against scales. We adapt. Together. Kissed her crest. Trust bloomed. Not auxiliary bond. Love forged in ambush mud. Klaxon blared again. Deeper probes inbound. Threx's voice. All hands. Full assault dawn. Caleb grabbed rifle. Round 2. Vareshi shouldered hers. Claws firm. Integrated. They ran out. Side by side. Raiders wouldn't know what hit them. Sign the waiver. Logistics Officer Nerl. Commander Threx slammed the datapad onto the debrief table. His status crest pulsed red, dominating the cramped command hut. Vareshi stood rigid, fresh from the front. Mud caked her scales. Rifle still slung over her shoulder. The dawn assault repelled. Raiders shattered by integrated fire. Caleb's squad held the breach. Her logs confirmed it. 0 losses on their flank. She glanced at the screen. Separation waiver. Coalition 447B. It severed her embed with human auxiliaries. Reassigned her to base supply. Away from Caleb. No. Vareshi pushed the pad back. Claws scraped plasteel. Threx's frills flared. Raiders probed deep. Your marriage optics fracture command unity. Humans, stay rear echelon. Soft. You wedded beneath. Sign. Protect your crest. Vareshi loomed closer. Crest matched his pulse. Coalition Charter. Article 12. Embedded officers retain post until mission cycle end. My embed integrates logistics with infantry. We held dawn line logs transmit. Human-led counterpunch routed 3 skimmers. Threx's claws flexed. Auxiliaries don't lead. Political review incoming. High Command questions your attachment. Sign or I invoke spousal override. Her tail lashed. Overeyes meant annulment. Petition. Cultural shame. But Caleb's face flashed, calm under fire, hauling wounded while she plotted evac. not soft. Warrior, invoke it. Logs prove competence. Prejudice blinds you. She turned for the hatch. Vareshi! Threx's voice cracked. She didn't stop. Outside, base hummed. Med bays overflowed with raider wounded. Her tablet pinged. Triage overflow. Humans swarmed the bays, sorting casualties. Caleb directed from the center. Sleeves rolled. Blood-streaked gloves. She approached. Sergeant Ward. Triage lesson? He nodded, no surprise. Live Sim first. Grab a kit. He tossed her a med pack. Pulled her to the auxiliary bay. Holosim activated. Sprawled wounded, flickered to life. Coalition troops, mangled by simulated blasts. Rule 1, airway. Caleb knelt by the first holo victim. Tilted head, cleared obstruction. Humans prioritize ABC, airway, breathing, circulation. Your claws shred tubes. Blunt force here. He guided her hand. She mimicked. Sim victim stabilized. Next, bleeding. He pressed on a leg wound. Tourniquet snapped tight. Twist till flow stops. Humans evolved bleeds dry fast. No regen like your scales. Vareshi practiced. Sim arterial spray halted under her grip. Crest warmed, his hands steady on hers. Teaching mid-chaos. Routine for him. Shock. Caleb dragged a sim to cover. Blanket wrapped. IV simulated. Feet high. Humans crash quiet. Watch eyes. She triaged 3 in sequence. Sims beeped green. Caleb checked her work. Solid. Now real bay. Follow. They plunged into med chaos. Vareshi clamped a raider's gash. Caleb intubated a human private beside her. No hesitation. Blood slicked the deck. She matched his rhythm. Triage flowed. Casualties stabilized. Medics hauled them out. Savanix paused at the bay door. Kitelead's eyes widened. Narrow triaging front line? Human method. Vareshi wiped claws. Effective. Sava nodded slow. Watched Caleb seal a chest wound. He operates like us under fire. More. Vareshi synced her tablet. Evac routes plotted. Caleb stripped gloves. Met her gaze. Small nod. Partnership sealed in blood. Dusk fell. Mess hall filled. Vareshi pulled Caleb to the ritual alcove. Her squad gathered, Sava included. Threx lurked at command table, watching. Meal bond, she stated it loud. Crest flared claim gold. Cultural right, shared plate marked mates. Public. Irrevocable without counsel. Caleb sat cross-legged. No questions. She sliced fat protein. Neutral for humans. Piled roots. Spiced for her palate. One plate, centered between tradition. One feeds the other. Crest witnesses. Vareshi forked a root. Offered it. Eyes locked. He took it. Chewed deliberate. Forked protein back. Your turn. Squad crests rippled. Sava leaned in. Claim marker? Here. Public. Vareshi ate. Warmth spread. Not just ritual. Trust forged real. His fork neck steady. She accepted. Gasps from peers. Threx rose. Halfway. Froze. Plate emptied. Crests. Synced. Vareshi touched his wrist. Human skin warm against scales. Bond claimed. Law and right. Caleb's hand covered hers. Thumb traced scales. Together. Sava clapped claws. Witnessed. Human integrates. Threx stormed over. Nerol! This defies nothing. Vareshi stood, crest dominant. Charter holds in bed. Right holds marriage. Logs hold victories. Threx's frills wilted. Political weight crushed. High command rules tomorrow. She faced him. Caleb at her side. Rifle ready nearby. We hold lines. Together. Mess hall hushed. Alien stared. Human sergeant. Unfazed. Just work. Later. Quarters. Door sealed. Vareshi traced his scars again. You teach. I claim. Trust. Deepens. Caleb pulled her close. Lips brushed crest. Love's in the doing. Plaxon screamed. Threx's voice. Probes massing. All embeds to front. Dawn breach expected. Vareshi grabbed rifle. Caleb synced mags. Side by side. Not auxiliary. Equals. They charged out. Raiders inbound. Marriage no paper. Forged in fire. Threx. Watched from rampart. Crested. Warriors? But deeper scans pinged. Raider command ship decloaking. Fleet scale. Coalition feeds lit red. Reinforcements delayed. Base isolated. Vareshi halted at gate. Caleb. Full assault. Your triage. He shouldered back. We hold. Plan now. Her claws gripped his arm. Trust absolute. Love ignited. Incoming fire bloomed horizon. They ran forward. Together, plasma bolts scorched the air. Inches from Vareshi's crest. She ducked behind a shattered barricade. Rifle barking suppression fire at the raider swarm cresting the ridge. Caleb crouched beside her, his own rifle steady, popping targets with precise bursts. A raider round clipped his shoulder plate. Shrapnel punched through the gap at his collar. Blood welled, dark and human thick. Vareshi hissed, Caleb! Wound. He glanced down, nodded once. Kept firing. Raiders advanced, claws scraping hull metal. Alien Marines fell back, frills flaring panic. Caleb slapped a fresh mag home. Hold position. He pulled a field tape roll from his vest, peeled backing with blood-slick fingers, pressed it over the gash. Tape sealed with a hiss, bioadhesive gripping flesh. Vareshi stared. Her people called medics, filed reports. He just fixed it. Caleb tested the seal, flexed his arm, retaped the armor flap tight, stood, rifle up, walked into the open. Gunfire welcomed him. He strode forward, shots cracking past. Dropped 2 raiders, mid-charge. Vareshi's claws tightened on her rifle. Humans. Soft auxiliaries. That's what Threx preached. This procedure. Sava's voice crackled over comms. Squad Nix, fall back to secondary line. Probes overwhelming. Marines scrambled. 2 pinned under a collapsed revetment. Kresh and Lyra, legs trapped, raiders closing. Vareshi covered their retreat. Caleb didn't move. Caleb, retreat! Sava barked from the ridge. No. His voice calm. Human flat. Extract first. Sava's frills rattled through the link. Human! Orders! Caleb slung his rifle. Grabbed a breaching charge from his pack. Cover me. But as she didn't hesitate, her rifle roared, pinning raiders left. Caleb sprinted low, plasma stitching the dirt behind him. He slapped the charge on the revetment rubble. Detonated. Debris flew. Hole opened. Raiders swarmed the gap. Caleb fired from hip rifle chattering. Cleared a path. Dragged Kresh free first. Massive alien twice his bulk, hoisted him fireman's carry, lugged him back under fire. Vareshi tracked targets, her shots vaporized claws reaching for him. Caleb dumped Kresh behind cover, spun back for Lyra. Raiders flanked. One leaped, claws out. Caleb pivoted. Shotgun blast from his underbarrel shredded it midair, grabbed Lyra. Zenkari ran. Sava arrived at the line, eyes wide. He refused retreat. Vareshi reloaded. Extracted. Now hold. Raiders massed for push. Coalition lines buckled. Threx's voice cut in. All units, consolidate. Humans to rear support. Caleb dropped Lyra safe, grabbed his rifle, charged forward again. Vareshi saw the trap forming. Raiders feinting left, heavies massing right. Caleb flanked into it alone. No time for protocol. She snatched his spare sidearm from his thigh holster. Human grip, alien in her claws. Snapped off safety. Racked slide. Caleb, cover right. He glanced back, nodded, kept advancing. Vareshi broke cover, ran parallel, sidearm bucking. Human rounds punched harder than expected. Raider heavies staggered, armor cracking. She laid fire on the mass. Bought him seconds. Caleb flanked the heavies. Grenades arced perfect. Blasts shredded their line. He mouthed the survivors. Raiders routed. Marines poured fire, reclaiming ground. Vareshi caught up, chest heaving. Returned the sidearm. Protocol says embeds observe. Caleb holstered it. Wiped blood from his tape. You saved my run. He pulled a pin from his collar. Unit insignia, eagle and stars etched steel. Pressed it into her palm. Team Ward. You're in. Her scales flushed. Claws closed around it. Human right. No ceremony. Just metal and blood. Sava jogged up, supporting Kresh. Sergeant Ward, you carried 2 Kreshi. Under fire. Caleb shrugged. Checked his rifle. Standard evoke. Kresh grunted. Frills high. Human strength. Myth no more. Threx crested the ridge. Entourage trailing. Crest flared command. Neural. You armed human auxiliary gear. Broke embed rules. Vareshi pinned the insignia to her vest, stood tall beside Caleb. Rules bend for lines held. He extracted your Marines. Threx's eyes flicked to the insignia, to Caleb's taped wound. Still bleeding edges. High Command reviews this. Marriages don't override chain. Caleb met his gaze. Calm. Chain holds when we hold ground. Sava stepped forward. Commander. Probes broken. Human led it. Threx frills twitched. Scans pinged anew. Raider shuttles inbound. Heavier drops. Klaxon wailed. Second wave. Heavies deploying. Marines rushed positions. Vareshi synced with Caleb, their rifles side by side. Threx hesitated. Embeds to command post. Caleb shouldered his pack. We fight. Vareshi gripped her rifle. Insignia. Cool. Against scales. Trust sealed in fire. Love. Forged. Now. They advanced into the storm. Raiders dropped from skies. Claws gleaming. Caleb called targets. Heavy left. Flankers right. Vareshi mirrored him. Shot true. Human precision met her logistics eye. Perfect sync. A heavy raider landed amid the line. Claws raked 2 Marines aside. Charged Sava. Caleb intercepted. Tackled low. Drove knife into joints. Rode it down. firing point blank. Sava recovered, stomped the skull. Together, raiders pressed. Coalition feeds screamed, reinforcements hours out. Vareshi spotted the command shuttle to cloaking, plasma lances charging. "Caleb! Alpha strike incoming!" He yanked her down. "Ditch! Now!" They rolled into a trench. Lance vaporized the ridge above. Dust settled. Caleb up first, pulled her clear. Rifle ready, she traced the insignia. Human team. Her team. Threx's voice crackled. "Ward! Neuro! Rear guard only!" Caleb ignored it. Signaled advance. Push their dropships. Vareshi nodded. Broke protocol again. Followed. Sava joined. Unbidden. Squadnix integrates. Lines reformed. Humans humble? No. Equals in blood. Raiders faltered under combined fire. Caleb's calm voice cut through chaos. "Bounding overwatch. Neural, suppress. Nix, flank." They moved as one. Vareshi's shots cleared paths. Sava's claws rent close threats. Caleb's grenades broke heavies. One raider broke through, grabbed Vareshi from behind. Claws pierced vest. Pain flared. She twisted, sidearm out. Human grip familiar now. Fired into its maw. It dropped. Caleb there. Instant knife finished it. Hands checked her wound. Tape applied. His procedure. "Team holds," he said. She stood. Rifle up. Team holds. Threx watched from afar. Crest. Low. Scans showed raiders withdrawing. Command ship retreating. Victory. Hard won. Quarters later, door sealed. Vareshi peeled tape from his shoulder. Fresh blood. Deeper than thought. You walk through fire. Every time. Caleb cleaned her claw gashes. Procedure keeps team alive. She pressed against him. Scales to skin. Insignia pin shared. Team. Us. His hand covered hers. Thumb traced scales. Love's procedure too. Klaxon pierced quiet. Thrax. Fleet scale inbound. High Command denies embeds front. Reassign ward auxiliary. Vareshi snarled. Grabbed rifle. Caleb synced mags. They charged out. Marriage no right. Survival. Love Vareshi jabbed the holographic display. Radar signals clustered at Vector 4-7. Gamma. Patterns matched. Command, this is Logistics Officer Nerl. Enemy fleet vectors cargo corridor. Breach imminent. Reinforce choke point now. Static crackled. Commander Threx's crest flared on the shared channel. Negative, Nerl. Your marriage clouds judgment. Humans stay auxiliary. Channel locked. Her scales itched with fury. Locked out. She yanked her data slate free. Raider ghosts looped the same feint. 3 probes, then main thrust through maintenance vents into cargo. High Command's denial of embeds meant nothing. Caleb moved already. Footfalls echoed in the corridor. Staff Sergeant Caleb Ward strode up, rifle slung low. His squad trailed. 4 humans, gear stripped for speed. Nerl, talk. Threx dismissed it. She synced her slate to his wrist unit. Cargo corridor. They'll jam comms. Flood heavies through vents. Your squads. Caleb nodded once. Eyes scanned the schematic. Rerouting through shafts. Low-tech relay. Wire and battery. Bypasses jam. He knelt, pried a panel. Wires snaked out. His knife sliced, stripped, twisted. Relay sparked to life. Humans hold flank. You lead security to choke. Trust hit her like a plasma round. No debate. He saw her, decode, acted. She gripped his arm. Scales met callous. Sava's squad joins. Threx can't stop this. Team holds. Caleb stood. Squad vanished into the shaft mouth. His voice patched through relay. Clear, calm. Ward actual, breaching in 5. Nix, narrow. Sink, suppress. Vareshi spun. Kite lead Sava Nix waited at the corridor end. Claws flexed. Threx orders hold. You defy. Raiders don't care. Vareshi chambered around. Cargo choke. Caleb breaches from below. We pin them. Sava's frills twitched. Doubt lingered from the last raid. Humans broke, she thought then. But Caleb's grenades integrate. Squad Nix follows. They double-timed. Boots and claws pounded deck plates. Security team fell in. 8 Vareshi warriors, rifles hot. Alarms wailed. Base shook as raider corvettes slammed orbit. Jams hit. Comms died. Vareshi slid into cover at the choke. Massive cargo doors loomed, vents hissing steam. Positions. Overwatch high, flanks low. Sava crouched beside her. Scanned darkness. Humans. Late. Soft auxiliaries break under this. Explosions rocked vents below. Caleb's voice crackled. Breach now. Bounding overwatch. Neuro. Suppress center. Nix. Left flank. Vents erupted. Raider heavies poured. Hulking brutes. Plasma cannons glowing. Humans first. Caleb's squad burst from shafts. Grenades arcing perfect. Boom shredded lead elements. Humans advanced. No yells, just procedure. Fire. Move. Cover. Vareshi squeezed trigger. Burst stitched raiders. One brute charged her position. Claws scraped plasteel. She roared. Fired point blank. It staggered. Sava leaped. Claws tore throat armor. Humans, draw them. We finish. Her squad poured fire. Vareshi precision lasers carving joints. Caleb ghosted through smoke. Rifle bucked twice. Brute dropped. He slapped Vareshi's barricade. Wound clear. She covered his reload. Their eyes locked. Shared rhythm. Human calm met her fire. More raiders flooded. Jams held. But relay pulsed steady. Caleb waved his squad. Flank. Right. Narrow sink. She signaled Sava. Push center. They flowed. Aliens bounding high, humans low and relentless. Raiders faltered, caught in crossfire. A brute pinned Sava. Cannon charged. Caleb vaulted cover. Knife flashed. Severed power feed. Rifle finished it. Nix clear. Sava rose frills high. Stared at him. You, procedure, keeps team alive. Caleb pressed forward. Grenade bounced ahead. Cleared path. Vareshi advanced beside him. Shoulder brushed his. Scales warned. Threx's voice broke through emergency band. Narrow, cease action! Ward reassigned. Klaxon drowned him. Raider command ship decloaked. Beams, lancing base shields. Deck bucked. Shields failing. Vareshi balked. Cargo secure. Regroup command deck. They pulled back. Humans dragged wounded. 2, limping. But fighting. Sava supported 1. Humans endure. Like us. Caleb checked Vareshi's vest. Claws had grazed, tape ready. Team holes. Base corridors blurred past. Threx waited at command doors, crest rigid. Narrow. Explained defiance. She shoved past. Rifle still hot. Cargo held. Your auxiliaries saved it. Threx's eyes flicked to Caleb. Squads formed up behind humans and Vareshi mixed. Sava nodded sharp. Ward synced breach. Raiders routed. Commander stiffened. High command. Caleb cut in. Voice even. Fleet inbound. Patterns match Neryl's decode. Reinforce or lose base. Threx hesitated. Crest dipped. Unlocked channel. All squads to positions. Neryl, Ward, lead mixed. Vareshi gripped Caleb's hand. Hidden by gear. Trust sealed in fire. But Threx watched too close. Political optics simmered. Alarms spiked. Raider shuttles screamed in. Breach teams hit multiple vectors. Vareshi synced with Caleb. Maintenance bays next. Affirm. He rerouted squads. Relay hummed. Sava fell in beside. Humans not soft. Teach me grenade arc. Caleb tossed one light. Curve to vents. Practice live. They charged. Raiders swarmed bays dozens. Coordinated. Vareshi's team hit first. Lasers flashed. Brutes countered. Cannons chewing cover. Caleb's humans flanked silent. Shaft breaches again. Grenades. Rained. Chaos turned. One Raider elite broke line. Grabbed Sava. Pinned her claw to claw. She snarled. Held. Vareshi fired. Grazed it. Caleb there. Tackle low. Knife up. Elite thrashed. He held. Drove blade home. Rolled free. Sava stood. Bloodied but steady. Locked eyes with Caleb. Det team. He wiped blade. Pressed on. Vareshi covered them. Heart raced. Not fear. Pride. Her human. Warrior. Proven. Threx's underestimate cracked. Bays cleared. Raiders pulled back, but fleet pounded shields. Red lights flashed. Evac protocols. Command deck. Threx paced. High command denies embeds. Ward to rear. Vareshi stepped forward. He leads front, or base falls. Threx's crest flared. Your marriage biases. Caleb synced mags calm. Results speak. Cargo held. Bays held. Sava growled support. Humans warriors. Integrate or lose. Threx paused. Scans showed raiders massing for final push. Cargo corridor again. Vareshi's pattern. Fine. Threx relented. Mixed squads. Neryl. Coordinate. Doors hissed. They poured out. Caleb beside Vareshi. Hand brushed hers. Us. Us. Scales to skin. Love forged in breach. Raiders hit hard. Corridor exploded. Brutes everywhere. Caleb's relay jammed this time. Low-tech fried. Visual sync. Vareshi yelled. Fired bursts. Sava flanked. Claws ripped. Humans grenaded heavies. Caleb bounded ahead. Drew fire. Plasma grazed his shoulder. Vareshi snarled. Charged cover to him. Wound! Procedure. He taped it one-handed. Rifle up. Together they pushed. Raiders broke. Fleet withdrew. Scans confirmed. Deck quieted. Team panted. Threx approached slow. Watched Caleb check Vareshi. Crest low. Victory. Threx admitted. Ward. Front proven. Caleb nodded. Explosions rocked the cargo corridor. Vareshi braced against the bulkhead, rifle barking bursts into the smoke-choked breach. Raiders poured through, hulking brutes with plasma axes glowing red. Her squad held the line, claws scraping deck plates as they fired. "Suppress left," she roared. Scales itched under her armor from the heat. Caleb vanished into the haze. No word, just gone. Her human husband flanked alone, his form a shadow in the thermal skein. Heart thudded. Trust him. He moved like water through the murk, rifle slung, knife out. A brute charged her position. Vareshi sidestepped, drove her bayonet into its thigh joint. It howled, swinging wild. She rolled clear, fired point blank. Body slumped. But more came. Smoke thickened, jamming sensors. "Caleb!" "Status." Static hissed. Then his voice calm. "Flanking." Hold. Savanik's clawed a raider's faceplate, ripping sensors. "Humans break easy," she snarled, but doubt laced her growl. But as she covered her, plasma scorching the air, the corridor narrowed here. Choke point. Raiders massed for the push. Thermal pinged. Caleb closed on their leader, a massive raider sergeant, vibroclaws whirring. Vareshi watched through the feed. He dropped low, Smoke his ally. The brute swung. Caleb dodged inside the arc. Knife flashed, severed tendons at the knee. Leader crumpled, roaring. Raiders froze. Caleb pinned the sergeant's arm, rifle butt cracking helmet seals. No kill shot. He zip-tied wrists, kicked the weapon away. "Surrender!" His voice cut the chaos, amplified through his suit. The pack hesitated. Their leader thrashed, signaled retreat. They dragged him back, vanishing into the breach. Smoke cleared. Silence fell. Vareshi rushed forward. Caleb stood amid the wreckage, checking his tape patch on the shoulder. Graze, blood soaked through, but he waved her off. Clean disable. No executions. His eyes met hers. Steady, no boast. She gripped his arm, scales to skin. Pride swelled. Her husband, warrior. Deck lights flickered green. All clear. Squad regrouped, panting. Sava stared at Caleb, crest flattening. You ended it. Close, alone. Team effort, Caleb said. He nodded to Vareshi. She held. Threx Juno stormed in from command deck, entourage trailing. His crest flared high, eyes on the Tide leader slumped against the wall. Scans confirmed. Raiders withdrawing fleet-wide. Report, Nero. Vareshi straightened. Breach contained. Ward flanked, disabled their alpha. Forced to retreat. She pulled Caleb forward. Witness it. Threx's gaze flicked to Caleb, bloodied, calm. Luck. Human auxiliaries don't. Results. Vareshi cut in. She synced her helmet feed to the staff tablets. Replay rolled. Caleb's flank. The precise takedown. No mercy kill. Professional. Record humans front line. Equals. Mixed squads permanent. Or next breach claims you. Staff murmured. Sava stepped up. Saw it. Human held under fire. Tougher than claws. Threx's crest twitched. Scans beeped. Raider remnants fleeing. Political weight shifted. Logged. Ward integrates. Neural coordinates. He turned sharp. Marriage optics noted. Control it. Vareshi ignored the jab. She clasped Caleb's hand. Home. Now, quarters hissed open. Dim lights hummed. Vareshi keyed the seal, pulling Caleb inside. Bass alert tones faded behind armor lockdown. War paused. For them. He leaned against the bulkhead, rifle racked, shoulder seeped. She activated the med station, but first, armor. Her claws worked seals, chest plate first, hissed free. Undersuit clung, sweat slicked skin beneath. Vareshi, he started. Quiet, piece by piece, pauldrons. Greaves. She peeled them away, stacking neat. His body emerged. Compact muscle, scars from human wars she barely grasped. Plasma burn wept red. She sprayed sealant, claws gentle. He watched her, hand brushing her crest. You held the line. Perfect. She met his eyes. Human blue unyielding. Trust forged here, in breach and blood. You flanked. Ended it. Armor off. She traced his jaw. No more rear duties. Front line. With me. Coalition rules. New rules. She pressed close. Scales to his chest. Warmth radiated. Alien to human. Fit now. Household first. War second. We sink. No underestimates. Threx pulls strings. We cut them. Caleb nodded, arms circling her waist. Us. Simple. His kind strength. Humble words, iron actions. She tilted his chin, lips to scales. Kiss alien style. Firm pressure. Heat built. Marriage evolves. Like squads. Claws tugged his undersuit seal. It parted. Skin net scales fully. Prove it. He pulled her down to the bunk. Bodies aligned. Trust to fire. Raiders broken. Prejudices cracked. But scans pinged faint. Enemy probes circling. War waited. Outside, Threx reviewed logs in command. Crest low. Humans. Warriors. Sava beside him nodded. Watch Neryl's mate. Changes everything. Vareshi heard none. Caleb's breath steady under her love. Side by side. Breach survived. Alarms blared anew. Fresh incursion. Deeper this time. Command deck feed. Raiders tunneling under shields. Threx's voice crackled. Neryl. Frontline now. She rolled off Caleb, grabbing armor. He suited fast, grin faint. Together, always. Rifle in claws. Door hissed. They charged out. Human warrior, alien wife, united.